advice I would give to my younger self before I started my career is just say yes. Say yes to all of the opportunities that are given to you. Say yes to every invitation for your career. Say yes to making all those contacts, all the coffee appointments, meet all the people you can, and get your career on a roll.
The advice that I would give myself, my younger self, if I were starting out again, is to understand that everybody you meet can teach you something. It isn't necessarily about formal education only, and it's not just your bosses that can teach you something. It's the people you work with alongside. It's the people that you might come across in groups and organizations. It's other people who are stakeholders or customers. Everybody you come in contact with in life can teach you something. So listen, absorb, and really allow yourself to be open to what they're teaching you.
Okay, the advice that I would give to myself, my younger self starting out my career, would be two things that I can think of right at the top of my head. The first thing is, actually it's a quote that I have on my desk that says, do not be distracted by comparison when you're captivated by your purpose. And don't compare yourself to others, because the world needs your gifts and talents, and you do it differently than anyone else. And therefore, you need to bring what you offer to the table, because no one can do it like you. I have taken this to heart so much so that I no longer look at my competitors' social media, and because I know my purpose, and I know that I need to live it every single day. The second thing that I would say is learn how to silence your inner critic. I feel like as women, we are masters at hearing that voice in our heads of self-doubt and negative self-talk. So we need to be able to learn how to silence that inner critic. And for myself, I have had a motto that I speak to myself every time those thoughts start to creep into my head, and that is, I am enough. So whatever it is for you, create a short little saying that when those thoughts start to enter your head, you can make them exit as quickly as they came. So those are two things that I would tell my younger self.
I would think that I would say that just try anything. I think oftentimes after college or whatever education that you have, you really feel like you have to stick in that vein because you spend so much time and energy and effort on it. But I think that that's not the case. I think it's okay to take any opportunity that is presented. Move away from home, travel, just kind of say yes to everything. I think that trying to plan out your career when you're young, it doesn't always end up where you think it would be. So just kind of be willing to embrace what is presented.
The advice I would give myself starting out in my career would be stay true to my brand, be really thoughtful and purposeful about what my brand is, what matters to me, how I show up. The other advice I would give myself is invest time in building my network and staying connected to my network all through my career.
Yeah, so the advice I would give my younger self is most likely to just get comfortable in the uncomfortable, that, your career is not going to be linear, it's not going to be predictable, and no one's is. So planning everything out and not being comfortable in the unknown isn't going to get you anywhere. So just be comfortable being uncomfortable, take risk, and know that if you just continue to work hard, it'll work out.
What advice would I give myself starting my career? I would probably tell myself to not worry so much about building a career. Probably the most important thing that I think you can do is just work really hard and be intentional and be a great colleague and coworker. And you want to be the person that people bring in for projects. Somebody's working on something, it doesn't matter what it is, and they're like, oh, you know who we need? Amanda. Really focus on being that person instead of building a career.